After, sir, afterwards will be better. Okay?
حتى الشباب لا يلبسون زي الثاني.
Yeah. Sure. Thank you. So he is Dr. Sheikh, the one standing in white.
Okay.
Our ethnicity and so we want to travel all over the world. We were in Bosnia, we stayed in Bosnia, me and my wife in Kenya, for about 4 months. And Morocco, same thing we did. So if we are happy, we are today, this visit we call it exploratory visit. Okay, sometimes we go to societies or organizations, but we don't continue with them, frankly, because they are not ready. Okay, and they will waste our time and their time. Sometimes, if we see the community or the organization, whether it's university or it's NGO, they are ready, then we start to make projects with them. And we show people that they can change their community with minimal resources. So I know that, for example, here sometimes you need some funds you get from the crowd or you get from other Muslim or from your own community. So in the show, also you can do change without money or with minimal money. To make major change. This mindset, if it comes in this generation that you've seen outside, it will make a lot of difference for India. We know now India will be number one in 2025. Everybody knows that as a number one economy, but not in socio-economic. Okay, socio-economic are very late. Okay, we are having now a major gap between people in poverty and middle class and rich people. Middle class also not really stable. Okay. There is also lots of diseases coming up. Lots of problems within the communities itself that need to be tackled. Youth are really able to migrate. It's all issues that we can solve it in different ways. We have solved more than 900 type of cases. Today we will show you some of the cases. We have it all in photos and video on our YouTube. So if you look at our YouTube channel, you can see all of our what we have done around the world. We are only now we are finishing our 30th. September, we finished our 30th, so we are entering now our 4th year. Just now, since we established this. But we have done a lot, alhamdulillah. For people like you, we don't do the project, we don't stay. We start the project, we come back to help them, and we go back, and then we finish the project. That's the way. So the whole idea of lecture today is to excite your faculty members and your students to start doing projects. The younger they are, you are having opportunity. Because the younger they are, the better they can give you results. The more they are educated and the masters and so on, sometimes they might not give you. I'm not saying it will not happen, it might happen. We did some projects. But we found that youngest, they go faster. They have the spirit to go faster, persistence, they want to do something. And women, especially, is better than men. Okay, unfortunately, this I have to say. Always she beat me on that issue. Always all the projects, we start with many men, but we end up with mostly women doing the job projects. And they finish the project. So that's maybe a summary about the small editorial education.
You see the campus and you do
Yes, just a summary. Thanks for that. Just a summary.
We would like to hear a little bit from you about you. To hear a little bit from you.
Now, we our institute name is Physician and Welfare Society. This one is a minority institute, Muslim minority, Muslim community. Then in this campus, majority are the girls. They are about 70%.
Even now
when you are working in the campus, girls are today is Friday. Therefore,
early.
And both sisters say that the socio-economic problems for the development of this campus and all this one, because all the students are from the middle class or lower middle class. And what we are doing this all the developing just by collecting some donations from the some donors. Then we are charging the fees very less because the economic condition they are not able to pay the fee. So therefore, just we are charging the nominal fee. Our purpose is only to give the education.
Okay. So they are here until which year?
We are like from PG to senior college.
To senior.
Senior
You know,
college.
they did
BA,
BA,
BSc, BBA, BSc Computer Science.
Okay, and then after that you follow them up or?
No, they will take the admission in the other college, in the
Yes.
course of PG,
University.
yeah, university. In the other senior college, they have in which the PG facility available.
But does these women graduate from university work
Yeah.
later on?
Yeah.
They don't turn to become only housewives.
No, they even after taking the graduation, they do the job also.
Yeah. So
And
you
you
have.
know, I was talking by saying, you have statistics how many of these women, this is where we work here. We are practitioners and scientists at the same time. So how many women really they go and work and develop the society? How many women they stay at home?
At this present, we don't have the exact statistics,
Yes.
but definitely how many are the
So maybe you can repeat to her,
Yeah.
maybe you can write down some things we will start to ask now. Like how many of your graduates, they really don't end up sitting at home.
Again, so they go and work.
Yeah, we need to know.
So then
Right.
even to encourage people, it will show how much women now they are contributing to their family. They are supporting family, they are supporting the GDP country. So here we can encourage more women to continue education.
So any
How it
project
affects their health life, affects their family life. I mean, how much does it affect?
How we should proceed? There is a collaboration or
They want the information about the statistical data about the woman.
After
Taking the graduation, what they are doing.
and also both, but mostly women because we have majority of women, and we know that also unfortunately in Muslim culture women they end up sitting at home when they don't work. Okay. Maybe I'm wrong.
शिद्धा है
Just
गरीब
So there will be lots of things we can correspond later. Some questions that can help you to develop because we work on 3 levels. Level we call it empowerment, level we call it development, level we call it enhancement. Now we are doing empowerment by teaching them. We are working the level of empowerment, but we need to make sure that you pass the level of empowerment because part of empowerment is that they get jobs or they become job creators. Right? That's part of our work. Otherwise, you did not finish your responsibility. You created a problem actually for the society because we are having educated people, but there's no jobs. Okay? Like in Bahrain, we have the same problem. For that, we are working with the government on that. Okay? Then we go to development. Development means how much they develop their society, how much they created development for their society. And then advancement, which means they will bring lots of innovation, creativity, and so on to the community, or to the area, or to the world. So that's the level we are working. Not only women, talk about all your graduates, but women maybe because they are majority. Any questions for us?
We'll see the
Is he
campus.
comfortable in English?
Yeah. All over English. He's a graduate and the
Okay.
medium of instruction is at the school of English.
Okay.
So here you teach them English,
So,
Urdu.
take up the education, say, Urdu medium, say, school education.
School education.
Swimming.
Swimming. And
Math and science in the English medium and for the Urdu, social science, they are in the Urdu medium.
okay, Urdu.
And at the junior college level, arts are in the Urdu medium and the science English medium, and senior college English medium.
And
but
Arabic,
one of our worries yesterday, for example, when we were in the military college,
Yeah.
they said many of the students, they don't understand. We were lecturing. After the lecture, I got shocked and some of the students maybe don't understand fully English, for example. here if you lecture them today in English, they understand?
They will understand.
Yes.
If you use the English and Urdu also, if possible, then
Urdu will not speak Urdu. She can say some words in Urdu, but
I'll be also proud of you.
Okay,
they can
and
speak Arabic. That's all.
yes.
They know Arabic?
so they know only the word Quran.
So you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
speak in English.
You can speak in
In
English.
English. Yeah. But make sure that they
They will
understand
understand.
later. Someone summarize for them.
Yes, yes, all of them.
And my perception before I come to India, all Indians they know English. And because before I deal with people who always English fluent in English, like they can fluent in English, better than me. But now I got to know more. No, not all students before higher education they will know English fluently. That's something.
That's what, like, education system is in English, but they don't practice English over here. Like,
Yeah.
they don't speak in English with the
Yeah.
students and also that's the language. That's what happened. So, sir, 12 will part of
Because we need time to lecture.
Yeah.
Let us go to lecture. If we have time, then we'll show, see the school better. Because I don't want to keep you away from.
So, public.
You have came behind.
Similar, very nice.
I told you we have Indian. We are influenced by Indian.
Small India.
No, we are influenced all our food.
Beside our little India area, we have Indian food in all our daily food.
Okay. A sizable Indian house.
So this is during Eid. You see it in every house, must be on the table.
Oh, over there.
The sweet way. Yeah.
Son Pop.
The small part.
So it'll give us how long is the lecture? Because 1 hour, 1.5 hour.
1 hour.
Friday.
Age which year? How old are they?
Audience.
It will become a story.
That's why become a student. Undergraduates. Graduate.
Yeah, you have AC, you have
18, 17.
right?
Yeah.
Yes, 17.
17. Okay,
17, 19.
that's good.
90.
19, that's good.
You are ready.
Proceed, yes.
Give me more time.
To discuss one socio-economic problem for better future. It's my immense pleasure to welcome respected our both guests, honorable guests, Dr. Dunia Madam and Dr. Mohammad Buheji. Please, a big round of applause for both guests. Let me remind you about socio-economic. Socioeconomic is the social science that studies how economic activity affects and is shaped by social process. It analyzes how societies progress, stagnate or regress because of their local or regional economy or the global economy. Societies are divided into 3 categories: social, cultural and economic. Now I want to request Khan Sana Idris from FY BCom to recite the Kirat and to start the program with the name of Allah.
Assalamu alaikum, morning students. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
And now for reciting Naate Pak, I would like to call Albina Ayub from FI BCom.
अस्सलामुअलैकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू। नाते पाक अर्ज़ करने से पहले आइए और आप बारगाह रिसालत में एक बार दुरूद शरीफ का नजराना पेश करें। सल्लल्लाहु अला मुहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम सल्लल्लाहु अला मुहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम सल्लल्लाहु अलैका या रसूल अल्लाह व सल्लल्लाहु अलैका या हबीब अल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैका या रसूल अल्लाह व सल्लल्लाहु अलैका या हबीब अल्लाह। चलो दियारे नबी की जानिब, चलो दियारे नबी की जानिब, दुरूद लब पर सजा सजा कर बाहर लुटेंगे कि हम करम की, बाहर लुटेंगे कि हम करम की। दिलों को दामन बना बना कर सल्लल्लाहु अलैका या रसूल अल्लाह व सल्लल्लाहु अलैका या हबीब अल्लाह। मैं वो निकम्मी हूँ जिसकी झोली, मैं वो निकम्मी हूँ जिसकी झोली में कोई हुस्ने अमल नहीं है, मगर वो ऐसा निकल रहे हैं, मगर वो ऐसा निकल रहे हैं। खताएं मेरी छुपा छुपा कर सल्लल्लाहु अलैका या रसूल अल्लाह व सल्लल्लाहु अलैका या हबीब अल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैका या रसूल अल्लाह व सल्लल्लाहु अलैका या हबीब अल्लाह।
Thank you, Sana. And now I want to invite the principal of our college, Professor Ranjana Mahajan, to please come and introduce our honorable guest.
Honorable Chief Guest of the function, Dr. Muhammad Duheji, Honorable Dr. Dunia Ahmad, Abdullah Ahmad, Chairman respected Pathan sir, Secretary Jahid Khan sir, Jahid Sheikh sir, Habib Khan sir, my fellow teachers and my dear students, a very good morning to all. It's my immense pleasure to welcome all of you on behalf of Youth Education and Welfare Society's National Senior College. It's my great honor to introduce Dr. Muhammad Duheji, sir, who is currently Director of Competitiveness Consultancy Center in University of Bahrain. Also, founder member of International Institute of Inspiration Economy. He is Assistant Professor and Faculty Member of University of Bahrain, leading consultant for National KPIs program, expert in knowledge economy, learning economy, innovation economy programs. He is also expert for setting national indicators programs in area of quality of life, equal opportunity, sustainable development, society diversity and stability programs set for government of Bahrain and much more.
Dr. Dunia Ahmad Abdullah Ahmad is an assistant professor and lecturer in the Department of Social Sciences at University of Bahrain and Strategic Planning and Development Advisor in Supreme Council for Women. In addition, she is Scientific Committee Chairperson in Institute of Inspiration Economy, EU and MENA. She completed her PhD in social work at the University of Warwick. She is also co-founder of Inspiration Economy Concepts, journals, projects and institutions around the world and much more. So without further wasting more time, I hand over the podium to Shakti.
Now I want to request our today's honorable guest Dr. Muhammad Kuhaji to please come and share your views and ideas with us.
Can I give you this?
And now for study section, Nasir Pathan sir, Dr. Muhammad Kuhaji. And now for Dr. Dunia Ahmad ma'am, I would like to call Ranjana ma'am for participation.
We have also a small trophy from us and from the RDF. Then we have our colleagues, partners, and our institute. Also, Dr. Dunia would like to give you also our first book. Some diaries about inspiration. Maybe we can go down. We are very happy to be here and invited by your school and your principals and your college. We've been here now in the last 3 days. This is our third day or fourth day. And this is our first official visit to India. We visited 49 countries to spread a new concept called inspiration economy. It is developed by your brothers, fellow Muslims from Bahrain, which is me and Dr. Dunya, and others also. And now it is spread all over the world. We can show also Muslims that they are not Muslims only terrorists. There is Muslims, alhamdulillah, that they spread peace all over the world. Okay? And I think this is the purpose of what we are going around every country that we are invited to, so that we change this stigma about Muslims, which is unfortunately done by some Muslims who don't understand the essence of Islam. Because the essence of Islam is about peace. And actually the essence of Islam is about inspiration. Okay, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam which is, she make a very nice Nashik, mashallah, our sister, he came for peace. Okay, and I think Gandhi, which is we celebrated the last 2 days we celebrated Gandhi, same concepts. Even Gandhi, when he said that the change that you want to see in the world, he admitted that he taken this from the recitation from the Quran. Because Gandhi used to see that every religion has its strengths. Okay, and we should be, especially you guys in India, you are different than any other Muslims. I can tell you, because you are more resilient. You can see and accept all the religions, and you can live with all the religions, and you can benefit from all the religions. Okay? So I hope, inshallah, this is something that is a start for future collaboration with you guys. Our lecture today, and I have to go very quickly to the lecture because I know that you are having Jum'ah prayer also. It's about socio-economic problems for better future. Okay? You are the future. All of you is around the age of 16, an average or 17 years old, and you are the future of this country. And you are the future even for the Muslim world. Whether you want to serve your country, or you want to serve your religion, or you want to serve your family, or you want to serve your community. Even in Nashik, here, you can be the future of this country, society. Okay? By showing, number one, is that you can help all the community, whether Muslim or non-Muslim. Because all the community have the same problems, and you are lucky, as I told you, to live in a resilient country. Whereas even I can see your teachers, they are from different religions. And this is shows that this, again, I want to give applause for the principal and for Mr. Sheikh. By developing Muslims that are resilient, we can solve lots of problems of the world. Okay, because our religion today, unfortunately, is having a problem from the Muslims. The religion does not have a problem. The understanding of the Muslims of the religion, okay, is the problem. Okay? And for that, inshallah, you are on the right path and you are building, inshallah, a community that will show that. And always I said, and I'm not saying nothing this in front of you, the Muslims in India is totally than any Muslims around you. Okay, the countries around you, without naming the countries. Okay? Even when they come to our country, we know that Muslim of India is different than any other Muslim because he's honest, he will not steal, he will... While we see other Muslims, maybe they make namaz, they make prayers, but they do lots of things which are against Islam. Okay? So anyway, you should be proud that you are Indian Muslims, not other Muslims also. Today we're going to talk about the economics of empowering youth also, because this is part of our socio-economic. Okay? As I told you, we need to empower you. And for that, I have one book which is coming now soon. It's about reinventing our lives. We can reinvent our life. And I hope that maybe this lecture can be translated to them also again in the Urdu language or other languages so that they understand. Because we have to make sure, especially sisters, my young sisters, that you implement, inshallah, these programs. Actually, my daughters, because my daughters is even elder than you. Without further delay, we have brought many books that maybe you can see in our website. When you Google our website, you can see. And I want you to have this curiosity. If a lecturer comes from different country, we are not talking about his country. I don't care if you know Bahrain or wherever. But what he's saying, what is the idea he's carrying for us? What is the opportunity for me, or for my family, or for my community, or for my country that I can use and I can develop from there? For that, guys, I think maybe if you can, one of you come to why, because I'm trying to get the remote there. Yes, just there. Okay, so we are, as our introducer said, we work on quality of life. Okay? What means quality of life? Anyone? What means quality of life? Quality of life means having what? Good education, better health care, right? Better seeing the world from different perspectives, and my contribution factor is very high. Okay? So this is what means part of the quality of life. And I have stability in my income and my economy and so on. So we are trying to do that through discovering our intrinsic powers. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us very strong powers. Okay? For that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that one soul is more important than Kaaba. Our holy Kaaba, if someone, one soul, just helping one soul, okay, it's more important than Kaaba. For that, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said in that hadith, that killing one person is worse than even destroying Kaaba. Okay? For that, we're supposed to build ourselves, okay, in the Quran, إن الله لا يغير ما بقوم حتى
يغيروا ما بأنفسهم.
حتى يغيروا ما بأنفسهم. They told me that you know some ayat. It is very important that you should know. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not change your community unless you start changing yourself. Okay? This is what Hani said, right? Also, that be the change that you want to be. So for that, we need to discover our intrinsic powers. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us lots of intrinsic powers. So we need to discover these intrinsic powers so that we can create a change. And for that, we work on the mindset. And the mindset is made from 4 things. I want you to write down. If you have a paper and pen, please write down. Okay? The mindset, and this is very important. Just certain words, I want you to remember from my talk. Maybe you not remember my name, what's the title, I don't care. But remember things that you can take with you and that might change your life forever. Even teachers, please. Okay? Start to work with them on this mindset concept. Okay? Because we might get education, but not necessarily we might get what proper mindset. We might not get learning. We might get educated, but we will not complete the cycle of learning unless we start to change our mindset. So if your parents, especially in your age, your parents tell you, okay, you are ready now? Okay? If your parents tell you, oh, Asma, Amina, Fatima, Maryam, your names, okay, Aisha, oh, you are changing. You should be proud that you are changing. Okay? Change is our Quran told us you should supposed to be always changing. If you don't change every year, especially while you are in education, it means you are not changing your mindset. Okay? So the mindset is made from 4 things. Okay, the mindset is made from 4 things. The first thing is our assumptions. Okay, our assumptions, how we assume life, how we see life. Okay. The second thing is our attitudes. Okay, how we deal with ourselves internally before we reflect to the others. The third thing is our behaviors, how we deal with others. And the 4th thing is about reaction and reflection. So assumptions. Repeat after me. Assumptions.
Assumptions.
Loud voice. Assumptions.
Assumptions.
Then attitudes.
Attitudes.
Behaviors.
Behaviors.
Reflections.
Reflections.
If we start to change our assumptions, we'll start to change our mindset. So we'll contribute more for the society. So if someone, by the way, her age is like my daughter Amna, her age was 13. Which she did lots of projects and she's going around the world to help refugees of Syria and Jordan. Just last year she was in Zanzibar, this summer she was in Zanzibar. She built a school and she started to teach in the school. She built a class actually. She built a class like this, a class, built it. I mean, she was helping to put the blocks together and then she started the class and started teaching in the class, Arabic lessons. If we have like these people, for sure their age is much more than 13 or 16. Their age is 40 or 50. And if you have people like me who discover themselves only late, my age is only 16. Do I look 16? My age is 16. But my real age is 56. So I discovered my age only late. I discovered that how much I can contribute to life only late. So you don't want to end up like this, okay? So every year, every day, you try every year to stand up on your birthday or during day of Al-Hijrah, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or a New Year, or whatever, or a Eid. Sit down with yourself and ask yourself, did I change this year? What are the examples that I really prove that I have changed? How much contribution I have done to my society? How much contribution I have done to my country? How much contribution I can do for the world now? How much muscles now I can do for the world? Okay? So this is the idea, and this will not come by coincidence. Okay? This will come only through doing projects in the society. So it's not about how many books you read. It's not about what if you are A grade or B grade or C grade or whatever. Okay? Actually, from our experience, we've seen C grade they contribute better than E grade. So it's not even about your grades, your school grades. It's about your school of life grades, not school of school only grades. Okay? You know what is the difference between the school of life and the school of school? Sorry, I have a throat pain, so I'm trying to. Do you know the difference between school of life and school of school? Anyone, try it. I have for you today 2 prizes, 2 books. Okay, very expensive books. Okay, they are more than $50 in the Amazon. They sell it. My books. Okay, but I want to give it away. So let me give it away for you guys. Okay. What is the difference between school of life and school of school? Try it. By the way, if you claim you want to change, ladies, okay, if you want to change, it means you have to try and make error. Try and fail. This means change. Okay? Because anyone that is trying to do change, even Gandhi himself, he gone through lots of problems and failures till he created a change. So no shame of trying. Okay? If you are curious and really you want to prove from now that you believe in whatever I'm saying, you have to answer now. What is this difference between school of school and school of life? Anyone? Come on. No one? Okay, for the sake of time, I'll pass it. You don't want my books. It seems that you don't want to read my books, so I'll pass it. Okay, school of school. First we learn, right? Or memorize. Sometimes we don't learn, but we memorize. We are very good memorizers sometimes. And we are get tested. The school of life, first we test. Then, what? We learn. So there is totally different. So which one is more important? School of school or school of life? School of life is important. But because you are educated, you're supposed to have more ability to grasp the school of life. Okay? You have more opportunity than others to see the school of life and to learn from the school of life. But unfortunately, we see that lots of people, they get educated and they stay all their life living school of school. So they don't contribute to the society. Okay? So let me go further and say here, maybe it was too far. Okay. Let me go further and tell you quality, what we are working on, quality of life, okay, lifelong learning issues and stability and resilience. For example, how many of us will work with poor children so that they teach them, children in your community or in your area, even they are non-Muslim, from they are Indians at the end of the day, from your own nationality. How many of you is trying to teach other children to read and write? How many? Okay, see? This is something in our hand. Do you claim that in Nashik they don't have lots of people like this? Lots of people. We visited lots of organizations that are trying to do such things. Okay? How many of you is working to minimize the diseases by making more hygiene? Okay? How many of you are trying to work even during summer break so that you can contribute to your family's situation and socio-economic? Okay? How many of us are trying to help the elderly women or the retired people so that they contribute more to the society? So these are examples, just a few examples of how much we can contribute and we can create a change in our community. And also, how many of us are supposed to say, I will not migrate? Because many students, when they do their master's or PhD or higher education, they think about migrating, going for other countries, Canada, Australia, and so on. They think they run away actually from the problems they have in their own community. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us a word called rizq. How many of you know rizq? We suppose all of you to know rizq. How many of you know rizq? You know rizq? You don't know rizq? Livelihood. Strange that they don't know the word rizq, by the way. Mr. Sheikh and others. Okay, you should know. Rizq means your livelihood. And each one of you have not only, you might not have money, or even your family might not have enough money. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you now the capacity to see your other things. Like for example, today you are having house. Others they don't have. You can talk, you can read, you can walk. Others they don't have. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given each one of us many types of rizq. Okay? Some rizq are natural, like the land, like the resources, the housing, okay? Like our physical status, our mental status, and so on. So these type of capitals is what makes socio-economy. This is what may differentiate society from other society. See, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us 4 loops in our brain. Okay, same as the mindset. The mindset is made of 4 things, right? Even the brain, we have right and left brain. That's we know all of us, right? But what more important, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala differentiated us from any animal, even the nearest animal to us. Which animal? The monkey, right? Chimpanzee. Okay, the chimpanzee is the nearest animal to us. Even from the chimpanzee, we are different because even our different lobes very similar to the chimpanzee, except when we talk about. So you can see the brainstem. It can help us to do lots of things. Cerebellum. These things all are part of our lobes. Okay. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us something that different from any other animal, which called the frontal lobe. The frontal lobe of the brain, our brain, is so big, so huge compared to other animals. Why? Because it is the brain where it is the area of the brain where we can associate things. We can see things in different ways. If we don't use it, even if we are educated, unfortunately, most of educated people, the higher they are educated, the higher they lose this frontal lobe. Sometimes poor people, they didn't educate, but they can use their lobe. It is our ability to associate things, and this association of things will not come unless we start doing some projects to our house. Today, when you came to school, didn't you see in your way many people that need support, right? We see every day, but we don't see. Didn't we see lots of waste in the community? Lots of waste of time, waste of manpower, no efficiency, no. This is suffering of many communities, and this is your role to do projects to minimize this. I don't claim you can change things, but you can make models in your community. So people start to believe, oh, if Aisha can do it, Fatma can do it, Maryam can do it, I can do it too. Okay, and this is the thing that we are supposed to work on, so that we can start having the waves of the brain flow very fast, and we start to change our mindset in different ways, because this is the idea of the brain. The brain is if it is not utilized properly, it will become weak. Okay, and it's like a muscle. It's any muscle. The brain is a muscle. The more we utilize it, not memorizing it, not only by memorizing only by moving, one of the muscles of the brain, but by doing action, by contributing to the society back. And I'm sure the teachers always tell you about your contribution to the society. This will help you a lot to see things in different ways. For the sake of time, I wanted to explain this more, but I will send you this presentation. I will arrange with Nikhil that you get these presentations that we presented to you. The other thing about the brain, it can help you to move from being sympathetic. And what we do when we see poor people in Ramadan or during Eid, what we do? We take from our pocket and give them, right? We went to get from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward, right? But are we really helping them directly? We are helping them only for today, tomorrow, after tomorrow, right? But we didn't think how much we can help them by giving them, for example, some ideas or some equipment that they can be independent. The more you move them from being like this to being like this, like our Prophet Muhammad said, that making a person like this is better than making a person like this. Even Sayyidina Umar, he was very strong with that. You know Umar, he was very strong man, right? Umar ibn Khattab. He used to say, go get her. For when you see the man asking and he has the power, or a woman, she has the power but sitting and asking. Go and work, even if you cut wood and you try to sell it. Better than sitting and asking people, give me. Because the more you ask people, even you for yourself, you ask your parents, give me, what you are doing for your intrinsic powers, are you making it stronger or weaker? Weaker, right? So the more you become independent, I'll tell you again about my daughter Amna. I tell her these trips, I told you she gone to Jordan, she gone to Zanzibar, Africa and so on. Every time I tell her, I really want to give you money, I'm afraid because maybe you'll run out of money. She said, no, don't worry, I want to do it from my own saving. See the difference? A small girl, she's saving in her collection so that she got right to go to these countries and she lived to the minimal so that she get the reward. This is the concept that we are supposed to live for so that we can change our society. So the more we have the brain start to work, the frontal lobe,
the more we'll have the heart start to connect with the brain. And what's happening to us during Eid or Ramadan? Our heart is moving us to give, right? But our brain is not moving to help them to be like this instead of like this, right? So we call it sympathetic thinking. But I want you to Google today, my assignment for you today, okay, and I'll ask your teacher, your principal, okay, tomorrow, if you did that, okay, I'll call her tomorrow, I'll take your number, okay? Did you Google something called empathetic thinking? Empathetic, empathy, okay? Come from the word empathy. Did you Google empathy? Did you understand what means empathy? The more we become empathetic, the more we can see the world much better. Today only we see the world only from one side. Oh, he's the poor, let's help them. Mama, please give this man, doorman, he's a poor man, give him some money extra. We didn't try to sit down with him or with her and ask them, what's your condition? What can we help you? What your children is working or not? And so on. What equipment you need? And so on, so that we can make them more independent. Okay? So, one more thing before I start to talk about the models. Okay? Yeah. See, let's take the example of the models one by one. I'll just give you a model. Okay. A model of elimination of poverty. Okay. Let's say now we want to eliminate. Let's say inshallah, our purpose of our speak today is that we want to encourage you and to register with our brother Nikhil that you want to take a project. So I hope you don't leave this room unless you commit yourself. I hope, inshallah, you prove that Muslims are not less. Yesterday, how many people registered with you for projects? 90, you said?
90, yeah.
90 people they registered for, they want to do project. In which college it was?
RY.
RY. Yeah, RYK. So I hope this will prove that you are more also enthusiastic to do project for your community. So elimination of poverty doesn't come by coincidence. We call it these techniques, they call it vectors of wealth, okay? And these vectors of wealth, problem vectors, first we see, how can we eliminate poverty? Only by giving them? Can we eliminate poverty? No, okay? It's a very chronic issue. So we should see their demographics. This is what we did in Bosnia, in one country called Marhamat. Dr. will explain later. Okay? We see how much these people, they have different issues that they can be solved in different ways. For example, what type of food they eat. Do they have generation of such food in different way? Do they get, how much they spend money on this type of food? Okay? So that we start to see where is the opportunity in the problem. Each problem, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put in each problem, put for it opportunity. But when we solve it by giving money, what we do, did we solve the problem? The problem will come back again, will jump for you again. But if you see inside the problem opportunity, you'll solve the problem. Actually, the problem will become a case study. It will become a model for others. Okay? Again, this is the principles of Gandhi that we learn. See, for example, in Marhamat, I'll just show you this, and then Dr. Dunya will take over for the models. Okay? In Marhamat, what we do, Muslims, especially we are Muslims, very popular on this, huh? What we do with the poor, okay? We give them, okay, more money. We call it zakat, right? We call it sadaqah, right? Very popular on that. They are very popular. We spend, especially in our countries, they are rich countries, Arab countries, and so on. But what they are doing, are they really helping the poor? If they only build mosque, but they don't have a fund for the mosque, are they really helping the mosque? Or they put a school, but they don't have a fund for the school. Are they really helping the school? No, because it's one time. For that I was telling your principals, and they give us how much it costs for a student for 1 year. And what type of projects that you are trying to do in order to make this student independent. Okay, these are very important figures that can help us. And this is what we call it in Arabic al-iktifa, or an enablement. You are supposed to make enablement. Actually, the better model is this one. We suppose not to help the poor to stay only to give them food or give them a clothes. Our measurement for helping the poor is to move them from lower middle class to be at least in the lower class to be at least in the lower middle class. That's the real measurement. Okay? And how much they started to contribute to India, to the society and so on, that's another measurement. This is the real measurement of any jam'iyya, any charity organization. Okay? And that's what we did with Marhamat. We changed the model, we diverted the model so that Marhamat start to contribute by giving more people empowerment to contribute to be not poor, okay, changing their situation and so on. So I leave this with Dr. Dunya now to start talking about the models, about packaging models.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. So I will continue from the story that Dr. Muhammad was talking about Marhamat and how this association was built with the help of others. This is an association that was built in north of Bosnia, and it's a chain that's around the world. You can see a lot of it in Turkey and other places. I'll talk about the branch that was in Bihać. That was built at the time of 90s when they had lots of war there, and there were lots of poor people who cannot find the food. This association was built to provide, at least for 300 people, one meal at a day. So each one, people who can't afford food, at least they will get one meal every day to eat. And by the time, of course, these people has grown, they get married, they got kids. But what happened that they used before, a person used to come by himself to get a meal. Then he used to come, he and his wife to get a meal. Then after a while, he used to come.
This is the meal, yeah.
And here to be the eat. Then he used to come, he, his wife, and his kids to get the meal. So what the association has done after 10 years and 15 years, instead of helping them, they inherited poverty. So instead of having one is needing for a meal, it becomes two, it becomes four in need of the meal. So you can see that because they didn't help the first person, they let poverty grow rather than helping poverty to be less in the community. The other problem is the association.
See, if you understand one example, you can do lots of projects, okay?
Do you want to translate to
Translate to Urdu. Did you understand what we said?
Yes. Say something.
They will understand all this.
Anyone want to explain that? You can explain what we said.
In Urdu.
Okay.
Just translate it in Urdu.
Just because this example is very important. They understand.
जो मैम बोल रहे हैं कि जो भी प्रोजेक्ट्स रहेगा जो टॉपिक पे चल रहा है उस पे एक करके आप लोग कंट्रीब्यूट कर सकते हो, प्रोजेक्ट कर सकते हो. सो गौर से सुनो, उसके बाद जो भी रहेगा ट्रांसलेशन के लिए है.
Okay, so you got what he said now. So it was about the idea that they inherited poverty, and the second thing, the NGO got stretched because they had before fund only from the sadaqat, and the few people they are giving a meal for 300. Now they have to give for 300 family, not 300 person. So
explain again, please.
जो NGO काम कर रहा है इन लोग का 300 फैमिलीज के लिए जो कंट्रीब्यूशन कर रहा है उसके बारे में मैं आपको बताता हूँ.
Okay, and from here what happened that when other people who are in need of food came, they put them in waiting list because they don't have funds for them. They are busy with a 300 family now. So they cannot accept any new cases that they are maybe be in more need.
300 families के लिए जो
This example.
all of you are able to understand what ma'am is saying. All of you are comfortable with it. All of them are comfortable with your visuals and problem for the translations.
Okay.
You can go on.
I wanted to speak in Urdu, but I know my Urdu is not as good as your English. That's why I will continue in English. So what happened when we came and we worked with this association? We showed them by numbers how their numbers, the way they were trying, they increased poverty. The second thing, they were giving help for people who are sometimes not in need of help. Yes, they done case study at the time for the father that he was in need or a mother, but then now they are having, some of them, try to measure the risk, the likelihood that they have in a different way. We say if you are healthy, it doesn't mean the poverty is not only in your pocket and your money. If you are healthy, you can go and work, so you don't need to come and have the need. If you have a skill, you can go and work in the skill you have it, and it will bring you money. So here where we change the way to do just a case study, and 80%, more than 70% of the cases were not in need for help. What we have do, we have associated them with other NGOs to either work with entrepreneurs, go find them a job. So we looked at the risk from more wider way, only rather than the income of the family that it used to be. The second thing, we say as an association, you are getting rid of all your funds that you are getting what the main meal in Bosnia is the bread, loaf of bread every day. It's their main meal. So what you are happening that all your funds go to buy bread. So we told them instead of buying the bread, why don't you make the bread and make a bakery in the association itself. We buy them a small machine. It was a small money, a size of this podium. You know, this ready-made machines that help them make bakery to start with. And from their room, they started to give the bread for people that are in need, which became more focused. And that's why the people who were in waiting list, they get in. Anyone getting a waiting list should be restudied in 3 months, so you will not inherit poverty again. And the second thing, we ask them to sell from this bread. So when you sell this bread, you will have income. And even people will be happy to come and buy from this association because they think they are helping the association and they are doing something and getting something. Rather than it was only a sadaqah, no, I'm going and buying a service, but the service also I'm getting ajr from it because it's helping others. So this is the small things that you can do only because you are more educated here. It's how you change the model of some association and how sadaqah is giving, how we are doing a case study, how we are helping them, we can change the model of it. Before this, this is about advancement of women. I'll tell you about this story of this place. What do you think are the green dots and the red dots? So the green, the green dots, these are the schools. You can see they are much fewer, and the red one is the betting shop. Betting, that they, when they bet at the beginning, when they grow, they become a gambler. So they go and play Qamar. Although I'm talking about Muslim community, but this is how they cover it, that this is betting, it's not Bosnia. It's going to be. So there was a minimum around like 5 betting shops around each school, you can see. So you can see they went out of one war, they came another, a hidden war that's coming for Muslim communities in a different way. And because they were also with the communist countries, ex-countries, they always have the idea of betting and so on. So what happened here, that all the students go out from school, immediately they go for these betting shops and finish all their pocket money there. And then they grow in with this mindset, and then when they grow up, they go for casinos and they become more professional gamblers at that time. So we were saying, why do you have this much shop? They say, yeah, we try to change the law, we cannot. We go, we speak to the high people in the government, we cannot. In an inspiration economy, we always say we can work without power and with a very minimum resources. We say we don't want to change the law. Law doesn't change mindset. Even if you have the best law in your countries, lots of things you can't change. You can't change everything also with money and being in the communist country. What we try to do, we try to do an afternoon programs for the kids. So after they finish school, we make lots of sport program and other programs for them. So they stay for a longer time in the school. So they don't go out for betting. So we didn't close the betting shop, it was open there. Because even sometimes when you close the shop from outside the name, they can cover and put another name and people can go hidden and you don't know. What we try to do, we try to make kids play in other things, so we change their mindset not to go to the betting shop rather than go and fight the betting shop to close. So this is the way that we have tried to change things. Okay, I will talk about another example that we suffered in some of our Muslim countries, unfortunately, and in my area, in the Gulf that we live, that we have high percentage of divorce, talaq. We know that it's abghad al-halal. It's not something that we prefer, but we do have it in our religion that if something happens, you can divorce. But when the percentage goes high, it's very dangerous because we don't want to live in communities that we don't have the other generation and we are going to finish. We want to be in stable families. Yes, we want women to go to work, to have income. It doesn't mean if I have income, khalas, I'm in not need of my husband or we shouldn't live. And because I know women when they start working, having juggling life, because they have too much commitment, so the easiest thing sometimes is that we get divorced. So we saw that this number is going high and we need to do something for this number. What used to happen before, that some communities try to help women by what they do. Yes, we are helping women, we want to do the right. We are going to give them lawyers, free lawyers, if they are from low community, so they get divorced easily. What this makes the support? Let more divorce happen. Because it was easy. I go, I get even a free lawyer, and I get the divorce, and the family gets destroyed. What we try to do, that we say anyone, we work with these communities that try to give free lawyers. We say anyone want to get free lawyer, we will give it if you are in need. But in condition. First, we put for you a rehabilitation program. We give you consultancy. We see what is the problem. Imagine to know more than 50% of the problem, only when we sit well, we get back to each other again. Because sometimes it's just how to reschedule their life. It was the same idea of marhamah. It's how you reschedule the things and you see the problems can get reduced. And these family were, khalas, they became, alhamdulillah, happy family that we continue after 3 months, 6 months to follow them up, where we try to like 40%, the percentage of divorce over 3 years become less. Then after that, the law was changed in Bahrain that it's compulsory before they go to the judge that they have to see the consultants and they have to do this. So it's just the way we change an idea of thinking about things, we can minimize lots of problems and then we will only focus on the main problems that we are looking for.
Okay, I guess we ran out of time. Inshallah, we want to conclude, but we'll send you the presentation. We have many case studies that it will be interesting to see from your students, inshallah. And they do something here that we'll be proud about all over the world. As I told you, especially my young sisters, you can be experts for this concept because this concept does not depend on money. This concept depends on will and persistence, al-israr in Arabic we say, and perseverance, okay? Al-muthabara in Arabic we say, okay? It is something that is all over the world that's needed. Whether it's in Europe, whether it's in India, whether it's in Arab countries, East, West, China, I came from China just a few months ago, okay? So it is needed all over the world. Before I conclude, I will take with you a pledge, inshallah, okay? This pledge, inshallah, I hope in at least 50% of these ladies attending, you can spread this message, okay, inshallah. And with your teachers, of course, and your principal's guidance and your president guidance. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, see my hand is very small, but I try to explain. Maybe you not see my hand, but sure, no problem. Okay, Brother Sheikh's hand is good, so maybe I can use it then, okay, for explanation. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala given us in our hand this area, see this area? Okay, this area is very important. It's the area of empathy, not sympathy. And it is the area where there is high blood flow here. Okay? So what we'll do, we'll stand up now. All of us stand up. And I would like you to raise your right hand up. Right hand up like this, huh? Like this, yes? And left hand down. Make your left hand come to and clip with your sister. See like what I'm doing now? See like what I'm doing now? Like this. Clip with your sister. Clip with your sister. Yes. Clip with your sister. Doctor, professor. Flip with your sister. Yes, okay. And repeat after me, okay? This is a pledge, inshallah. It's in front of Allah. Nobody is watching you now except Allah. Maybe you lie to us. Allah is watching, okay? Let us stay together, okay? Alone we are weak.
Alone we are weak.
No, I want to be better than the colleges we've gone for. We hear the much stronger voices. Repeat after me. Alone we are weak.
Alone we are weak.
Together we are strong.
Together we are strong.
We shall work together.
We shall work together.
As a family.
As a family.
In mutual trust.
In mutual trust.
And responsibility.
And responsibility.
We shall work together.
We shall work together.
As a family.
As a family.
In mutual trust.
And mutual trust.
And responsibility.
And responsibility.
Working for Islam.
Working for Islam.
Working for Muslims.
Working for Muslims.
Working for India.
Working for India.
Working for the world.
Working for the world.
Working for the poor.
Working for the poor.
Working for socio-economy.
Working for
It's
socioeconomic.
all about teamwork.
It's all about teamwork.
We shall change it
We shall change it
by working together.
by working
By
together.
taking projects.
By taking projects.
We shall change it
We shall change it
by committing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
by committing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Hail India!
Hey India!
Hail our community!
Hail our
Hail our college!
Hail our college!
So Nikhil has a word for you to encourage you to register the project. Go ahead. Say about the competition, right?
So, good morning all around. So, how did you find the lecture? It was good? Yes. Okay, great. So, myself, Nikhil, and I'm the spokesperson of an organization named PRDF, that is Peace Research and Development Foundation. We are in partnership with Sosa and Ma'am's organization, that is IIIE. Okay. So, what we do over here is that we are forming a youth forum in India to represent our nation worldwide, okay? Like to solve the socio-economic problems that we are facing, like education, poverty, other things. So it cannot be done like reading book of sir and ma'ams, not by seeing them, not by observing them, but by working them, okay? So for that purpose, we are forming projects and running projects in different colleges in Nashik, in Maharashtra, in India, everywhere, okay? So we want you guys to be part of that, like to help our society. Like in my thought, like if a person is educated, okay, if he utilizes education to solve the problems of the society, then the education is valued, okay. If you don't, then it's nothing. It's all waste of time. If you don't use education to solve your society. Like we are blessed that we are studying, our parents are supporting us financially, whatever we need, food, we get good clothes to wear, we get good food to eat, we are we are like sitting in good college right now, we are studying, graduating, post-graduating, and doctorate, other things. But many of the students, they are not even getting good food, good clothes, good education. They are just sitting over there. For example, we visited a Sayyid community, okay? Sayyid community over there.
You know Sayyid community? Should know that.
That's in Nashik itself. So there's one person named as Sachin Joshi. He works for them. Okay. So he runs an NGO named as Every Child Count. So their concept is they have a school van. These Sayyid community girls, they are not educated. They are like when at the age of 13 they are married. Child marriage is there, and they get by delivery like they have children at the age of 14 and 15. That's really less, and they don't have basic education. They don't have anything. They don't even take polio drops and all. They are superstitious. They don't even take vaccines, like which is compulsory, which is necessary for each and every, for each and every person. But God has given them a power, superpowers, like you can say that. They don't even get affected by that. They are very strong, like their immunity power has been developed. They have developed themselves, adopted themselves. So these people, they don't have any sort of education, their parents are not educated, their children are not educated. So these persons, these people all around Nashik, as we are like a resident of Nashik, but many of still, they don't know what is the thing happening. So I want to let you know that these people have the concept of education on wheels. They have a van, okay, they have a van facilitated. Yeah, they are well facilitated there with computers and all the other things. And these girls, they are like taught in this vans. And they run schools and all other things. And they are brought into formal education, like the people that the school that we are studying in, they are brought into that. So this is the concept behind that. So we like to work for these people, okay? So we encourage that thing. So I've circulated the piece of paper over there, so you can just register yourself and work with them. Thank you. And other thing.
Not only this project, they have,
Yeah.
I mean, they can do their own project in
All
their own
right,
community.
right.
Or inside the school.
Inside the school as well. Yeah.
So
you
this
have
was an
competition,
example.
and go say about it.
So there have been 2 competitions arranged. So this is a call for people like there's an international journal of sorts, okay, as well. So this is the call of papers. So the winning prize is $1,000, and that has been divided into 4, I guess, right? So that has been divided into 4. So you guys can publish your papers in that. Like you can make, yeah, with your professors as well. No doubt about that. So you can just contact to your professors, and those papers will be like going through the procedures like selection and all other things. It will be assessments and all. And this is the idea.
The second competition is about the projects.
Projects, yeah. And also the second competition is all about project, like the best project and all. If you run in your college, in your society nearby. So that is like we are promoting that idea. So it's some competition, and you are getting exposure all over the world. Your stories will be printed all over the world. So that's the idea. Thank you.
And what I want to say that this competition is like your slogan, I can say. Your slogan says علم عمل أخلاق. This is your slogan. So you all understand what is your slogan about, right? So you need to learn, but to work, and when you work with the akhlaq, this is what we talk about it, that you are going to help others, and it's going to be a socio-economy.
Assalamualaikum. I consider it is my privilege to pose a note of thanks on the behalf of Youth Education and Welfare Society to our today's guest, Dr. Muhammad Abdullah sir and Dr. Dunia Ahmad ma'am. Thank you so much sir, thank you so much ma'am for your contribution on such topics like the socio-economic program for betterment and the women empowerment. On the behalf of this institute and the management and the students, I am making a promise that whatever topics which you have covered regarding the NGO, regarding the social work, definitely we are going to make a part, definitely we will become a part of the society, definitely we are going to work for the society inshallah. And thank you so much again for giving me valuable time and valuable information. Inshallah, I hope and I will consider it that the future cooperation and the other things people will be attaching these premises. Thank you so much once again. With this I conclude. Thank you so much.
Okay,
I'd like to spend some.
now it's recording.
Hey, and now we can explain again that this building.
This one building is for the senior college, junior college, girls high school, boys high school.
At the same time.
So
morning it is
two
shifts. Yes.
In the 2 shifts.
Yes.
In the morning we are running the senior college and the girls high school, and in the afternoon we are running junior college and boys high school.
Okay.
MashaAllah.
The 7,000 students are taking the education, and nearly 75% are girls. So this is
MashaAllah, very important.
very important,
Especially for Muslim community.
Yeah, Muslim community.
There used to be lots of girls who are less educated.
Yeah.
Now, mashallah, are doing a very good job.
And we have in the neighborhood 6 acre land in the city only.
MashaAllah.
And we are starting the pharmacy college from the next academic year.
MashaAllah.
We build the one building for
You
that
see, for
one.
example, my mother, she sponsored in Palestine for the pharmacy equipment. Okay, so you have to tell us, for example, this equipment, like this, not tell us, give us money, no. Specific. Equipment, how much it costs. Lab, how much it costs. Like this easier, so that people can encourage to.
They are the organization outside.
Yes.
In contact with you.
Yes.
They can provide the fund for the building,
Right.
for the
Right, so that you can say, because not everyone can go for building. But you can go for class, you can go for
كفالة طالب
equipment.
كفالة طالب يعني
A student, how much it costs per year.
We are doing digital project.
Yes, go by items, not by
even for the lab,
Okay.
library, also laboratory.
Yeah. Okay, and also if your student read Arabic, I have 21 books. I can send you all the books to our BRDF, and I give you books quantity, all about mind, how to change the mind and so on.
and even about رزق غير رزقا تريد.
They have a program, they have programs in TV, they make it books now.
Yes,
Okay, about risk, I was talking about risk.
livelihood.
Livelihood. Okay, I think we